Okay, so I am doing a little session. It's a private one, but the message needs to go out. It is to Dev Hingorani. I got Shambhav E. Hingorani over here with my sister JAYA.ADVANI, file name Cat, and my mom Anu. But this is primarily Shambhav E. Hingorani, who I've been communicating with a couple of days now because they've been going to UB City more for Dev Hingorani, uh, or wherever he's at, and I'll just do the pendulum on the thing. Hi, is Shambhav E over here? Can I speak to Shambhav E Hingorani? So Shambhav E, I am recording. I told them you were going to UB City. This is what I've come to know in the last 1 week. In the last 1 week, in between you did not go in the evening because some barricades were put up spiritually that you could not go there. Then you and I just spoke on the pendulum off camera, and I said you can be around there in the daytime because the dark energies cannot, they're very weak in the day, right? Then you're the one who spoke about Dev going to Mandya or to his relatives from your father's side, connected with Mandya, and that's where he should go. Now off camera, did we, now in Sai Sacharitra we got taking orders or not taking orders, following Shirdi Sai Baba's orders or not? Dev does not want to be around the people from Mandya. Is that what the thing is? Also, Shirdi Sai Baba from Sai Prashnavali was telling me whatever ideas are bubbling in your head last 3 days, that means it goes back 4 days or 5 days, simply because he gave me this yesterday or day before. So he said whatever's bubbling in your mind for the last 3 days, give up those ideas, don't follow it through, or you will suffer loss. That's what he said. Today it was about following the instructions or not following. So I said I'm to following whatever, I'm not even going anywhere. I hang around one place, and I'm not really going because there seems to be something that is a little off. So Dev does not, is it true Dev doesn't want to be around his Mandya relatives from your father's side? He's considering it not something he should do. He had alternative plan. Is that being addressed? Okay, I think he should understand it. Now you want to tell him something. I was asking you were CRISPR'd as JAYA.ADVANI, my sister Shalina Undalani. You say it was 2015. You stayed at Sharan. Did you stay at Sharan? You never stayed at Sharan. You stayed at Deep Towers. If I can ask you, were you the girl who was having coffee, brew coffee in Deep Towers? The girl who was having brew coffee in Deep Towers, that was Shalina was having brew coffee in Deep Towers? Was Shalina having brew coffee in Deep Towers? Was Anita, whoever was pretending to be Anita, was that having coffee in Deep Towers? That girl's real... That girl is still in her human body? The one who at that point in time was having coffee at Deep Towers, is she still alive? Is she still on earth as anything? Is she still in the body? That girl has left her body and gone? Okay, that girl was a South Indian girl. What about you? You were CRISPR'd to be who? Varsha, Shalina at that point in time? So you and I had a big showdown because somebody said come right now and show the Suman Towers, and you were very quick to go to show it, whereas I didn't want to come and you said something, I don't know what it was, and you just went. That was you? Then you packed up and took Sharanya. Was it you who took Sharanya back to Sharan? Did you go to Sharan? You were taken some other place in Maharashtra at that point in time? Your looks were again changed to somebody else? You were CRISPR'd to look like somebody else once again? The facility where they CRISPR you is where? Panvel? Is it Panvel or Thana? Somewhere in those areas where they do this stuff? You exited out of the body in 2019. Is it true? Because I'm able to do this because I've asked you off camera. It's too sensitive a topic actually to discuss. But I'm doing this on camera. You want to tell Dev something? Okay, one more thing. You were CRISPR'd to become JAYA.ADVANI or Shalina Hundalani 2015. Did JAYA.ADVANI, Shalina Hundalani ever get CRISPR'd to be you? Is there anybody who was Shalina Hundalani separately and the same person CRISPR'd to be Shambhav E. Hingorani? Is there anybody who played both roles? One, shapeshift for my sister JAYA.ADVANI, file name cat, Shalina Hundalani. As well as shapeshift for you. That girl is connected with the Chitru network after 1986. The one who does this, is she connected to the network of Chitru? Is she connected to Fernandez in any way? The girl who has shapeshifted, you know, there is Rosie Fernandez, Carmeline Fernandez. Their children, any of them, shapeshifted in JAYA.ADVANI, file name cat's place, as well as Shambhav E. Hingorani's place. Anybody from Rosie's team did that? Rosie's children, any of them did that? It is directly only Chitru's, Suchitra Mirchandani Advani's replica 1986. Chichu. Her network is the one who did this. Of playing both JAYA.ADVANI, file name cat, and you know, for all practical purposes, JAYA.ADVANI, Shalina Hundalani, whether she got married or didn't get married. When it came to taking JAYA.ADVANI's share of assets, the person has come, taken it and gone looking like Varsha. And there are 3 assets that were divided between 2 people. I, the original Jaya, Kanyalal Hukumat Rai Gurmukh Das Advani, and that girl who was being JAYA.ADVANI, Shalina Hundalani. So she has shapeshifted for Varsha also, she's shapeshifting for Shambhav E also, the same girl. What is it? Her birth skin is what? Very dark? Is she a dark skinned girl by birth? She goes pretending to be reverent to holy things, but she goes to drop them because that's what I was shown. She goes to drop things. She makes things drop. She keeps toppling things. Is she Vishnu's avatar? That girl? That girl is Vishnu's avatar. With all this dance drama that she's done. Are you sure she's Vishnu's avatar? She's going what? To Satyaloka after she leaves her body and goes? She's going to Satyaloka. On exiting the body, she's going to Satyaloka. Anyway, you want to tell Dev anything? Okay, I'll do from Scrabble. Okay, let's see what we get. I don't know about her being from Satyaloka, but anyway, we'll throw the Scrabble and see what it is. Please give for Dave. Dave Ingorani, what his mother wants to tell him. Also, since I don't know what is what, if he can see anything, he can recognize himself, do that. Because I myself don't know. Okay, let me put on my glasses. This is what we've got. So anyway, this is what we've got. Now she speaks in a language that I don't understand. I wouldn't know. So what we've got is EN. Should I just move this here? I think we'll just move it here. Okay, to make it clear. Okay. He needs to make words himself in their language if he can get something, because I don't know it. I don't know if this is RNL, but let's just look at it from EQ is to do with your emotional quotient and your IQB. Do we have the word ego over here? Because what they do over here is they grab ego and play the ETs and they upload it to is like a motherboard. The human body is, and the brain is the CPU. So they take it and they transfer it on people. Then they change your looks playing with some components in the body and make you a completely different person. That is why on YouTube there is Russia Mafia. Even he's given up his business. He gives very good gyan. The reason probably that the Russia Mafia like him is not functioning anymore is because they don't know who they can trust. It's because of the CRISPRing. And also because Mr. Vladimir Putin genuinely, my reading says, was murdered in 2009. After that, there are 10 people who have been shape-shifting for Mr. Vladimir Putin. Since that is a very autocratic country and Mr. Vladimir Putin built it where everything is on his shoulders, they depended on him a lot. Nobody would have questioned him in those days. He would have gotten rid of pretty much everything and transferred lots of assets out to a center point which does not include itself into the global economy. So it is like Google is a search engine, but it is only something like some 2, 3, 5, 10% compared to the dark web, which is unaccounted for, where a lot of activity also happens. Okay? So we have, and you have grey governments, parallel governments, shadow governments compared to legal government, something of that sort. They think that because people have worked in government, they feel because people have worked in government, also United Breweries, actually the originals never did anything but built the company. They were stolen from galore and dumped with a bad reputation. So just because you go splashing things like RIN on people doesn't mean that they actually owe you anything. What you owe the universe, the ones who have done the wrong thing. This guy, he's a small young boy. You want his assets. He's a sole inheritor of his father, mothers and his grandparents' ancestry. You don't want that. You want to break it. So you will make excuses. After all, what were you born with compared to him? So you have done this even with a Hilton. You have done this with Johnson & Johnson also. You are those people in Queen Anne's time, 16, 17 children she produces, not one of them is able to actually grow into adulthood. Max age 7. That's because you wanted Scotland and you wanted England. So you have tricks up your sleeves each and every time. You are inheritors of that kind of mindset. Each and every time. So anyway, you assume he has RIN, he has no RIN. But harassing him so that you get what you want from him. It's only 8 years. According to my understanding, within some time, everyone's going back home according to one's atmic earnings, soul earnings. And that's it. So they want to take from him, they will be looking to take you underground. I have already said it. So why is this readings happening? Up to 2 days ago, inside Prashnavali, we get whatever it is you've been thinking last 3 days, whatever's been bubbling in your mind, do not follow it through. Then today we got follow the instructions, chapter 9 of Sai Satcharitra. You can read it yourself. Those who follow the instructions of Shirdi Sai Baba or those who don't. Now, in the last 1 week, Shambhak E. Hingorani, my mom, Mr. S.N. Krishna, and my sister file name Cat, Varsha, they're all dead. Not the one who has worn the skin of everybody and they're calling them Vishnu and all, not that one. My own real birth sister. My own real birth sister, who is no more in the body. And at least real up to the point of this one birth. Right? So she's no more in the body. She's seen in the photo wearing a white dress with black braid. By birth, she's my sister. Now, they had been going because the mother and the grandfather are worried about Dev. His name is D-E-V, not D-E-B. But his grandmother is, I don't know, anyway. Let it be whatever it is. They have been going to UBE city. Then about day before yesterday or one day before, and I don't record everything. Off camera I do. 2 days ago I checked, they said no, we can't go. I said, why, what happened? Why have you not gone? So then I got the thing that no, there is like some barricades been put up. So I remember the dark energy that had come to this house, this apartment of mine, which was kicked out of my bedroom because all my prayers used to happen in my bedroom. That was with my physical naked eye at 5:36 in the evening or 4:35 in the evening, and I was pretty shocked. I said, did I see or did I not see? It was like a black cloud that I saw getting in and being kicked out, rolling out. So I was pretty surprised. I said, was that what I saw or was I imagining? But then later on when I went to sleep on another day, I had sleep paralysis and there was a very, very dark Atma sitting behind me with very short hair. And it's like a completely black, charcoal black Atma, and I was fearful because I don't get fearful otherwise. And I was paralyzed. I was trying to come out, and she's a very, very horrible, horrendous energy. And she's sitting behind me and I'm sleeping facing my curtains, the windows in my bedroom. So I remember that. So I asked Shambhak E on the pendulum and Varsha, whoever is on the pendulum, I said, were you not able to go to United Breweries UB City? Because there is some kind of black magic done or some kind of ritual done to put up barricades, bringing in negative dark energies to keep lit energies from entering. And she said yes. This is what I was told. I also asked, does Dev go through Cubbon Park? I got no. But does he do more political work? I got no. Does he do more corporate work? I got yes. Is his workplace close to where he stays? I got yes. Now the point is, they want him to go to Mandya, or his relatives in Mandya, or his relatives from Mandya, wherever they're at. They want him to be with them because he's safer over there. I got he doesn't want to go. I asked the pendulum, it said no, he doesn't want to go, and that's what is being addressed. So anyway, I'm putting this out. Gyan is to do with the EQ and the IQ, the intelligence quotient and the EQ. I am seeing genealogy and I'm seeing genomes and I'm seeing DNA of people I have known out on the internet. Many of today's babies are stolen genomes. They're just grabbing left, right, center, and it is nothing like what they before used to steal kidneys and livers and what body parts, take you underground, mutilate you, take your parts and sell it physically. Now they don't do that. Now it is directly the brain conscience and the birth itself, as well as the genomes and the DNA. Now, let's just see what is this. He'll have to understand it himself, okay, because he has the EQ and the IQ. So they're after the INR. That means they want the assets of United Breweries, as well as there is no Vijay Mallya. Vijay Mallya was taken underground in 2000, then started Kingfisher Calendar to disrepute him. He was murdered in 2012 at the Suez Canal. Simultaneously, somewhere else, Mr. Vineet Jain was also murdered. In Vineet Jain's place, my reading says there is somebody from Cyprus, whatever you say. Samir Jain, a person from Iraq. Those two founders are no more. So I am digressing a bit because this has happened in many, many homes. I am telling you, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is no more. He was shot dead in a facility underground with Mr. Ranbir Kapoor and Miss Kareena Kapoor, is what I am told. Before him, Isha and Anent. The hint is on YouTube also now. Recently we have Mr. Modi's face saying do something, or it went out in the news, do something, or we will all go back to being poor. Point is, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is the richest in India. He can make or break the government, logically. Government will not tell him really what to do. They will work hand in hand in partnership and help each other grow. Mr. Mukesh Ambani was not born in poverty. His father struggled to become richer than he was first born. Mr. Mukesh Ambani's father sent abroad to study with his brother. He was never poor. Go back to poverty, only the replica or the bunch of replicas from poverty can be poor. Nobody else. Especially in his case. Plus, government habitually never tells the businessman what to do. The businessman has the money for every brick of the parliament, not the other way around. Down to the last hawker, the taxes collected is contributed to building the parliament, then the hirees at the parliament, then their set up, their institutions, then those salaries that have to go. So it becomes a hand-holding exercise. It is a collaboration between government and business. Without business, there is no money. There is no profit. If there is no money, no profit, not even one shanty of a government can be stood as a tent. Even that requires expense. So that comes from the business category. If he can understand what this is, let him understand it. Something with RL. That is not RN. Acha, maybe stolen from RNL. Mr. Naren Lekhraj has a book he used to read a lot of spiritual books. That is Mr. RNL, Mr. Rajan Naren Lekhraj's grandfather, not grandfather. Mr. Rajan Naren Lekhraj of Cotton World, his father used to read lots of spiritual books. He is no more, his conscience was stolen from. For him, there is somebody who has shape-shifted. So if he on his own can make sense of this, it will be good, because I'm still out of they are doing something with SQL. So anyway, I don't know if he's being told to dent or he has already done that. So what they do is they come in and they leave things around the house, and they are also poking things, like wherever you see a chip on the furniture, they're just poking something over there which does its own conversations, and it is just, I don't know how they're connecting it. I'm not a techie person, but mostly they go for furniture, shamelessly, like woodwork. Also they have been chipping flooring and putting something over there that does its own talk. They don't ask permission when they are putting things in the body. It's a microchip, Baba. Microchip connected to it is a receiver as well as a transmitter. You put something in between, anywhere in the furniture, that becomes a conductor which connects things in the body and whatever in that network around the house that you go chipping in floors, in the woodwork, in the bloody fucking screws. I don't want to give bad words. ये बच्चा है, हमको bad words नहीं देना है, but it's so irritating. हमारे जो in my this curtain rod and curtain whatever, if you have put something that is it is a conductor or a trans receiver, then that becomes the connect to what you have planted nanotechnology without my permission into my right side of my brain. How many people have you done this to? Then you are transferring it, connecting it to what is the whatever is the intermediary in the middle, connecting it to your SATA drive anywhere you want. What do you think this is? This is not a game. I'm making so much noise in other people's homes. So Gyan, AI, Bed, Dent, RL, SQL. SQL is involved. Yo, SRL's name is coming. How? I think he must look at this. He must he must look into this. Dave, I don't know if you know what this is. There are 8 years, according to my understanding, within 8 years, everyone's going home. Most people. Either it was earned well, whatever it is to the dot who's going where. It's called karmic currency. Either it is punya, a plus side asset, or it is the opposite, and then it is, in the opposite direction. You don't want to go to the opposite direction. Whoever's talking to me on the pendulum are all from the higher realms. They are not in the body. They are all moved on. The bestest of the bestest have been the first who have left, either forcefully or not so forcefully, because they also have to put things into perspective. They also have to prepare on the other side for whoever leaves in masses. So that preparation they also have to do. This is why they have been the best of the best are the ones who have first left. They're all air around me. They are nobodies in the body. I can't see anything. I can't hear anything. To tell you very frankly, that technology thing that you play under my body, that is separate from what I'm talking. What I'm talking is entirely air with no sound. At the most, we'll have little air suddenly brushing through us. With no fan, suddenly something rushes through us. It's like a gust of air. Or then there'll be some signs around us that somebody is around us. So then we check the pendulum and we come to know, yeah, they're there. And they wish to say something. That's the only thing. There is no talk, nothing audible, and there is nothing I see. They are very different signs from your technology. And that is why I find you all so strange and foolish. I say, the spirit, which is so expansive, I don't know, do you understand it? Can you connect with it? Does it show itself through signs around you? Your constant chatter through whatever technology you are throwing voice. That's like an old Ghisa Pita mixtape. You have taken recordings of old people. You play it, interject the bits and bytes to your own reference to context, what it was said and how you apply it. Or the dead people with their voice that's just creating a mess in the world. There's nothing to it. But you are very uneducated. तो तुमको लगता है तो भगवान बन के घोस्ट खेल रहा है. लेकिन ask the people who are educated whether they are fooled. Maybe tomorrow they will get fooled if you stamp down on their brain and their ability to naturally think, which is the EQ and the IQ. Nobody wants you to do that because it is not yours to take. So I think she's asking somebody to go into the SRL issue where there were 10 people who shape-shifted for SRL. SRL was murdered in 1995 itself, Cotton Wall Boy, Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, Rajan Naren Lekhraj's son. When I said there were 11 people who shape-shifted, something on the internet said no, there were 10. So I had to reconfigure and say, okay, there were 10 people. They did that. Some are from very poor, ugly backgrounds. They did it with the idea of stealing and for creating a mess on identity. Also to insult me maybe. Whoever brought that person in knew bloody well that Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj was no more and did it to drop me on purpose. Probably did not like my parents from the very beginning. Needed to show me has been portraying me as below the poverty line from the 90s. Then what, your grandpop earned my money? No, my dad did it. With my mom and dadi in the house. Apartment, 4 Jaswal, 9 New Marine Lines, first floor, Bombay 20. Today when the delivery boys come with water, he says something about madder. I'm not madder. Then I have some cockeyed woman showing her face on my face when I'm taking out a video to say, 1 minute, I went to QUT, I went to Queensland University of Technology. You stole my ID, you stole my passport. you didn't study a day of your fucking life. I refused to come for Dev's parents' wedding, which was Shambhav E, who was girlfriend of my cousin Umesh Hingorani, way before she got married to him. So I knew her, not very well, but he's my favorite cousin. I refused to leave Australia to come for his wedding and whatever they had at Goa, because I was in the middle of working on a project for 2 units with the Queensland Public Works and Housing Department. That was given to me as a big project. Salvi was the other girl, and there was a Vietnamese boy. The component of the project was divided into 3 things. At that time, you had stolen my passport also. What did you do with it? So you just grabbing ID and do through technology. How dare you? Then cheap talk, just talking anything, will change the ID. You have taken an apartment where I have spent 96 lakhs. You put it down as 80,000. Not even our car park over here is 80,000. So you have been grabbing for, you dare to call me dimes while you steal from me. Then in hundreds of thousands of crores, when it comes to things like United Breweries and it comes to Cafe Coffee Day, Siddharth, who you said committed suicide, one lone driver as the witness. How you can leave it? Also, when it comes to Mr. S.N. Krishna, he is known to be a very good politician without his party Congress ever winning it in Karnataka. You got him to win it. You got him to win it. Why? You got him to win it because then you move him out and you bring in a duplicate who does your dirty work for you. That's why. If you bring in the duplicate as himself, that ego will not resonate with the people. Mr. S.N. Krishna would have had a good reputation. He would have been known by everybody. He would have, taken a lot of the people's queries. He would have listened to them in his home or his office without his party ever winning it. This is how you play truant each and every time. What about Mr. D.K. Shivakumara? He didn't want to go to Delhi. Raga looks like Hezbollah. 1.5 hours, Mr. D.K. Shivakumara is in that room. Now recently I see Mr. D.K. Shivakumara sitting on a stage. He is looking with body language of Kira. How? How? When I ask the pendulum, it says Mr. D.K. Shivakumara, who you allowed, Congress didn't win anywhere. How you allowed it in Karnataka? For what? After I have come here. Because you chase my tail wherever I go. Habitually from childhood. Habitually from childhood. It says Mr. D.K. Shivakumara never ever returned. He's somewhere in the north, underground somewhere, is what it is saying. Yes, Sudhamurthy also. Now recently, before her daughter and son-in-law left the UK and moved to America, the biggest trap possible as of today. Russia was entrapped after 2009. It's already too late, but the hot seat today is actually America. Rampant on the back of the voting that happened earlier. Preparation lasts 3-4 years, full-fledged. No, this is about SRL. So maybe it is asking you to get into the timeline of 2002. March 3rd, 2002 all the way to 4th of August 2002 is when I left. There were 10 people who shapeshifted for one dead Mr. SRL. Cotton World ka boy. They did that because they needed to grab asset. They are all impoverished people from very bad backgrounds. Amongst them there is one who is okay, but I don't know what his agenda is. He's friends with the poor, and finally he's been called what? A victim himself. No, he can't be a victim. He's a villain. And you know where that marriage was held? ISKCON. at the wedding hall of ISKCON. So they like think they're scorning and conning people in India. Krishna ka temple hai. Because these people are not from here. They are not from here. The amount of damage that has happened since that time is not a joke. And it is not lies that the parliament has more than 50%, actually 60% in the NDA. They're calling them downright very professional criminals. All CRISPR'd. The who's who. Your Davos also, where many people go. Since a long time, many people have not returned. And when they return, within 2 years, you will see something comes up against them. They are thrown out. That whole system is completely corrupted, corroded. It moves like ICICI Bank is probably one of it. But do they lose? No, then they get into the family. That family network has how many more people in that network who can be messed with? This is what they have been doing. I'm ugly. What's your problem? RIL is here. You better be careful. I told you before only. What did I say before this? I don't want to be the bringer of bad news, but what can I do? Also, I want to say one thing very clearly over here. Varsha and I have grown up together. I'm born in 1973, Varsha is born in 1975. Our parents split when I am 9, that is 1983. 1984, 1985, in and around that time, let's say it's 85, 86. Infatuation, whatever, there's a boy I'm speaking to who I've met at my tuitions. Every day I'm speaking to him from 10 in the night to 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Anyway, Varsha, I don't realize, is 2.5 years younger than me. I don't realize it. I'm a kid myself. So in the night when we're sleeping, Varsha, for the warmth, she must be, she's younger. So what she does is she slides her hand for warmth under the arm. And I find that highly creepy. So I kick her off the bed. And she falls down and she cries. That's just natural because I'm just the older sibling. I'm a kid myself. And it's highly creepy, when you're sleeping and suddenly your hand goes under your arm. It's a mighty, so the reflex is to just say whatever and she's falling down. Now the thing is, she and I have not really, we could have gotten into fights. It's not that we haven't, like normal siblings do, but we always kind of are friends again in no time. What I'm saying is it's a very normal relationship. There is fights, there is love, there is sometimes fights, but on the whole we're okay with each other. Post 1990, I think 4-5 around, Varsha became dearer to me than my life itself. Do you know why? Because that was a replica brought in. So when you are able to do changes in the pigmentation, IQ, EQ, ego, what you are able to, it's like, when we go to Subway, there is one particular vegetable you like extra, one particular sauce you like extra, one type of bread you like extra. Normal pizza has cheese in it, but you want a double dose of cheese and tomato because you like it a lot more. So they hone that in the person who's the duplicate. That person becomes more, the word is akarshit, more enticing to you than your original. more better looking or with a better aura than the original, because that's a duplicate. You have to be very careful. Whenever you are dealing with the original, you will not be so lattu or so crazy about that person. It is, ghar ka murgi dal barabar, something like that. But they do this on purpose. It has been from 86 full-fledged a psychological warfare of the highest order, and hitting below the belt at any cost, because they have really gone way beyond any level of decency and gotten away with it so far each time. I don't want to say anything, but anyway, his name is Anent. I know Mrs. Nita Ambani is alive. Her husband is not. Neither is Isha. There is an Isa over here. And Anent Ambani, who got recently married to Radhika Merchant, a diamond merchant's daughter. The father was very overly emotional with his son. So I don't want to say anything. You got to take your own call. It's very tough for the mother, but also they laugh at people all the time. Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi has 9 to 12 shapeshifters for him. They're not from here. They're from the Middle East. They don't like the Indians for a large bit. They call us ugly because their women are very beautiful. Let's face it. So when he's telling you to hold the thali and hold the ladle, and everyone in Bombay lives behind the grills. I also here in Bangalore, because I've had so many break-ins on the 18th floor because of this entity that keeps chasing my tail. It's mostly the shapeshifter for Mr. Kiran Merchant, who is late Mr. Kiran Merchant, husband of Anita Merchant in her second marriage, Anita Advani in her first marriage, divorced from Mr. Kani Advani or Kanayalal Hakumatrai Advani, my father, son of Hakumatrai Gurmukh Das Advani, as well as Kalavati Hakumatrai Advani. That's my father's side of the family. Parpati Sadrangani and Ramchand Sadrangani, Anu or Anita, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, maiden name is Anu Sadrangani, Binu's sister. So you mess that whole setup up. My father's sister Kailash Hingorani in her first marriage, married then to Mr. Vital Malia in her second marriage. 1976. She became a widow after that. Apparently you messed with her big time, along with my sister. You go for the widows and you go for their children. You always want the money. And you don't stop anywhere when it comes to grabbing. So this information needs to be put out so that everyone can watch out for themselves. Actually, this needs to be a podcast and a broadcast, because what it is these guys have infiltrated every household. That household, somebody or the other extends themselves into a workplace. So actually the military should not be singing Sindoor Sindoor, because the one who's running you is highly questionable. It is one version of Mr. Modi's replica, who got into a rage, and on that day, that is the reason 4 people were shot. The infiltration is such that they are wearing the Indian military uniform and doing this. Ask all these majors and commanders why they have given up their job in the military. In my network, there are 2 people who have worked in the Indian Army. One won the Veer Chakra award, the other one went up to the level of the brigadier and all. They are all honest, decent people. They start their career, they end it also over there only. It's a very, frankly, it's a very honorable job. Indian Army, Indian Army, Indian Army, Indian Army. I'm no Pakistani, because Modi needs to create a mess on the back of which he will, or I'm telling too much that hurts him ultimately. So he needs to create stories on me to get rid of me. First and foremost, the version of Mr. Modi who went to Brisbane. What you have studied in QUT? Whose passport? I am Jaya. I am JAYA.ADVANI, who went to QUT for 1.5 years, did my MBA. Not you, Anita. Anita is my mother. When I was in that class at QUT, there were 50-year-olds, 51, 52, 53-year-olds who also came to that class. You transferred identity to yourself that you did the MBA. No, you're not capable of doing the MBA. One thing about these people, they talk gibberish always. Hi-fi baat karte hain. So you think, oh, I'm only 21, 22, 23, so I'm not understanding them. They work in the office, so they speak some other kind of English, not the accent. Their style is to confuse you. This is what happened in that particular class, and had to go again for a group presentation, group discussion. Except you didn't spoil my marks in QUT, you spoiled my marks in relationship marketing at University of Waikato more than a decade later. I'm no undergrad, miss, no grad. I'm a postgrad and a double grad with my own hard work, where I've missed Umesh Hingorani with Shambhav E, their marriage and whatever was at Goa. My aunt says, I'm sending you the ticket, you come. I said, and I'll get you, you just come for 3 days. I said, no, I can't, because I'm crying because I don't know how to manage. And I'm getting scared because I have to buy everything for the, for my, and we have to present it to the Queensland Housing Works Department, Public Works and Housing Department. So I'm getting worried where I'll get the dollars. Then I'm told, don't cry. That guy is Jeff Go. Jeff Go is looking like he could have been Ravi Hundalani also. They look similar. So I have worked for my degrees, not for it to be stolen and just handed out to people who don't do their work. I'm not going to give you my identity. I'm Jaya. No matter what it comes to the fucking cars or the driving licenses. Vento I've left in Bombay. By quid I had sold to a boy who was the Vice President Operations at Kotak Bank. After that he moved to Indus. So don't try these filthy games with me on cheap paperwork. If you are chasing my stuff, what you will do with these people? There's no chance you will leave them. Your beast has shapeshifted for Mr. Ambani. He has shapeshifted for SRK. He has shapeshifted for dead SK and SKF. That animal movie gives it away how you watch women. Compared to what the Kapoor family has always done when it comes to women. It's an absolute overturn, and it goes to a place which does not respect women. But put on the scion of a family that respects women highly from 3 generations. How you can answer it? Don't hold the ladle and do not hold the plates. You just picture yourself outside of the grills and watch people doing that behind the grill. तुमको क्या मिलता है? तुम खुद जाओ बाहर रास्ता पे देख के देखो ऊपर क्या है. They don't respect women, and they have a huge network that laughs at lots of Indians for various reasons. So, what did I tell you about? Either this guy is from Tamil Nadu or has shapeshifted for somebody in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu's Apollo Hospital. The beast has come to my home, worked as Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, who's no more in her body. There were 10 people who came here doing jharu katka, dusting. For dead Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, and if her husband really got into an accident, she harassed him like crazy. There's one who's from Africa who really gave him a tough time. He could have cried on the phone to his parents in Tamil Nadu. They came to collect him. She asked for the property and did not allow the son to go with the mother till she didn't transfer his property into her name. Ask Kothanur police station or Dodagubi police station. About 2022, 23 and 24. Ask them. They go to Apollo Hospital on whim. Because somebody in Apollo Hospital has been removed, they have the full nexus of duplicates. उनके पास चिट्ठा है कि duplicates कौन है. Not because they are involved in this, it is because somebody amongst them has been removed. तो उसको पता है और ये shape shifter जाती है वहाँ पे या जाता है वहाँ पे. What did I tell you about Mr. 4 people being shot in one day? Because he was in a rage when that happened. I told you the beast has shape-shifted for SRK, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, as well as for anybody who's up to height of 5'8", 5'9". This chap himself is 5'5". He's brown, skinny, can pass off as a girl also. What should we say for Dev? Because this is moved to RIL. It's about Shambhav E. Krishnan, Shambhav E. Hingorani wanting to guide her son Dev. His father and his grandmom, Kailash Hingorani, my father, Mr. Kani.ADVANI or Kanayalal Hakumatrai.ADVANI, my mom's second husband, Mr. Kiran Merchant, have returned in a fetus form. As of now, they are in a fetus forming to be born on earth. They are going to be born as pets. Don't know what I think it is more like therapy for their souls. They had quite a grueling time is what I understand. So they are returning. They were going to be a larger group returning on earth, but most of the ladies actually dropped out except Kailash auntie. She and her brother and my mom's second husband her brother being my mom's first husband, and a couple of other people are in the fetus stage. Their souls have already left, that's why I'm not making any reference to them. But they haven't yet been born on earth. So maybe he has grabbed the gyan of the real RNL and wears it on himself pretending to be holy, but he is not, because it is stuff that is taken from the ego. It could be RNL is the one who used to do a lot of reading, because when I did get married to, it's not a marriage, it was a sham. So I was shown lots of books, then I even took some books. I have one book. But there's like a lot of spiritual literature. So the grandfather was supposed to have lots of spiritual knowledge. So maybe what it is that knowledge was grabbed. The beast wears it and pretends to be knowledgeable, but he is not. When he comes into his own ego, he exercises his decision making as the beast. But when he has a public persona, he's wearing the ego of a dead, advanced soul. And so he's able to change his appearance in front of people. He becomes very, very, he becomes very attractive to the masses, because he's wearing egos of people who are very attractive to the masses. He wears it. But his decision making he takes when he's in his own ego, and that's of the beast. So when he gets into a rage, arbitrarily everything can just suddenly get triggered and it's over for those he is raging against. So maybe old. Okay, so they have owned the ego of the ED in the past. There are many people who are dead from the RSS, the ATS, as well as the ED. Also the CIA and the FBI. Studied way in advance. Only when they know they're getting rid of someone and they have a clone in place, do they stealth mode get rid of people and place the duplicates in it, creating more stain on clean organizations. And if not completely clean organizations, but this is like literally creating, it's like, how do you say, you got the ocean and over there, like, the world sewerage empties itself, then that portion stays very, very, it's difficult to get in. Tomorrow, if there is a nuclear war, where will you get water to drink? Everything gets contaminated, right? So something of that sort. So misusing their ego and skewing it according to how he wishes to twist it is what this guy is good at doing. There is no Russian president worth his salt. They are 10 shifting for Mr. Vladimir Putin. The nexus that has taken the loans in India, gotten rid of people like Shikha Sharma, Chanda Kochar, and the SBI lady. and how many others. The United Breweries question of loans, so many things. They are the same people who have wiggled their way into Russia's Putin's den. They are 10-10, as well as Donald Trump of today. The same network. And they are all connected to that one network, connected to India's parliament. They're just CRISPR people. They're not the originals. There's someone from Japan also. How you understand it, you should know. They have stained lots of people primarily because the ED, if the ED has been removed, then there's a slum dweller, third generation, who goes and wears the ED's ET. He's not going to tell the truth. If big person, if big industrialists who on a global platform were able to take India in the alcoholic and beverage, nobody has done it so far. The way McDowell did it and the way United Breweries did it. Or then go and look how they've eaten up everything. Today it's become USL. Not without defaming somebody. Whereas my reading is saying that the man they defamed and whose father actually started that company, he was somewhere in the Suez Canal, killed after 12 years. And not that he wanted to be in the Suez Canal, he laid over there, which means he was probably kept underground somewhere. They just abduct, keep you down, take your ego, make other people wear it. They are doing things you would have never done. Create a bad name, take the money, suck it all out, defame you, and then move on. So this beggary is also defamation. That's the only way they know how to do it. When they throw, जब कोई तुम्हारे आंख के अंदर गुलाल या वुल या धूल फेंके तो ठीक से तू देख सकता है? नहीं देख सकता है ना? तो यही करते हैं, ये यही करते रहते हैं. और जो ओरिजिनल्स है उसको हमेशा डिफेम करते हैं, अच्छे जन्म को हमेशा डिफेम करते हैं, ऑलवेज. That means they got RNL to become darker skin color and took him out of his own home. Don't know. Okay, I told you there's someone from Africa, even when it came to Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy's husband, a very dark woman. It is at that time that on my main door was the girl who was screeching away, and then in the temple it shows simultaneously Varsha short hair, very happy in the temple. So that is because the beast had done that to that girl in Panvel for 9 years. You think she would have gone voluntary? No, she was abducted, like so many people. Also, when it comes to Girija Khurana, she's no more. She had cancer. There's another girl called Ritika. And myself. He had 3 clones for the 3 of us. My reading said it. Ritika didn't make it, nor did Girija. There are 2 clones for the 2 of them. In my case, he chainsawed the Aldrop on the inside of my apartment. I had to have it changed. In my case, I stayed behind. So these guys are crisping themselves to look like South Indians. You have to be very careful who you are hiring. Earlier I got Amma Appa's house has somebody in ISI connected with them. Mostly they are entering pretending to be working in the home. They're very dangerous. You got to be very careful who you are hiring. The girl who has come to my home to work, 10 of them in rotation. The beast also was there amongst them. Playing sounds under my hands is not doing it. The spirit realms that gives us our birth knows exactly who is who. And finally, that is the absolute reality, and that's the absolute truth where you cannot get away from. All this over here, don't waste your time. That's all I will tell you as advice. So maybe what could have happened is Lath bed could be when he was not in the house, how we have seen the axing of an industrialist's home, a bedroom of the woodwork. So what do I see? I have entered a bedroom. There is a young dark boy, skinny thin. He's axing very expensive woodwork. So I get like very surprised, and I run to the kitchen, and the kitchen is as big as my this 2 BHK apartment. And what do I see in that kitchen? So was Bhartila also actually from Africa, pretending to be Indian? She is contributive to lots of stuff that's gone haywire. She's supported a lot by this community abroad. In fact, they are the nexus of 40%. There is no fucking yuva. Where yuva kuch nahi hai. I can also call myself a chairman of my own home. Register some company in my name and become a chairman. Now, hamare ghar aake dekh. You'll laugh. So don't come with bloody terminologies which are useless. Only creating grey smoke everywhere and stealing on the back of it. Don't you dare! You don't do the bloody hard work. You make the billionaire. Close to trillionaire, do all the hard work, start from scratch. Then suddenly you're plugging in people and you're telling them it is very easy to become a billionaire overnight. All that is stealing. You did that with Mr. Bezos. The real Mr. Jeff Bezos. Thief is thief only. Learn to do your own work. Even if you earn 5 paisa out of it, learn to stick with it. What you do on your own or what comes to you naturally without you playing foul. Keep with that. फ्रैंकली जो दिखता है वो है नहीं, जो है तुमको दिखता नहीं है, बहुत 400 BCE है. ट्राई एंड फिगर इट आउट. और विद इन 8 years अकॉर्डिंग टू माई अंडरस्टैंडिंग कुछ तो होने वाला है. एंड so I'm going to close this here. I'll be back in the evening. Okay, I need to have lunch.